Hello and welcome to Midday Update with me, Antra Bose. Coming up are the headlines for today. Oman reinforces commitment to sustainable development, set to organize Oman Sustainability Week in March. 2 expats face fine, jail term and deportation for tax evasion. Bounce checks most common crime in Oman. UK Foreign Secretary to visit Ukraine next week. At least 18 people killed by heavy rains in Brazil. Portugal's Socialist Party secures absolute majority in parliament. Holders Pfeiffer and Akeal Hussein's 4-wicket haul helped West Indies defeat England by 17. Tour of Oman to begin on Feb 10th. Those are the headlines. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with you for the COVID-19 updates. Stay tuned.
Play, you listen.
You talk, we listen.
You got something to say? We want to hear it.
95.4 in Muscat.
And 91 in Salalah.
Music, news, views, and everything in between.
TFM.
TFM.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Let's take a look at the COVID-19 updates for the day. It has been reported that there have been 3 deaths as of today, taking the total number of deaths to 4,146. As many as 2,420 new cases of coronavirus were registered in Oman. This takes the total to 338,880. Those are the COVID-19 updates. Now for the local stories for the day. Acknowledging the need for sustainable development to achieve economic growth, attain social inclusion, and protect the country's environment, the Sultanate has been committed to the principles of sustainability and has spearheaded innovative programs that advocate its quintessential role in the development of the country. In a press conference organized today at Crown Plaza, Kurum, Petroleum Development Oman, Connect, in partnership with Oman Environmental Services Holding Company, BEA, and Society of Petroleum Engineers SPE announced the dates for the Oman Sustainability Week to be organized under the Ministry of Energy and Minerals. A national level event dedicated to sustainability, OSW will be hosted under the patronage of His Highness Syed Thiyazin bin Haitham Al Said, who will inaugurate the week on March 14, 2022 at the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center. The press conference highlighted the role of sustainable development and Oman's stance in the matter, and also featured distinguished panelists including Abdul Amir Ajmi Al-Ajmi, External Affairs and Value Creation Director at PDO, Dr. Mohab Al-Hinai, Head of Center for Sustainability and Circular Economy, BEA, Shokri bin Amor, Committee Chairperson of the Gaia Summit, Mohanad Al-Kiyumi, Business Partner, CEO Alternative Energy from OQ, Gada Al-Yusuf, Executive Manager of Nama Group, and Malak Al-Shebani, External Relations Country General Manager of Shell Development Oman. Sustainable development is not a choice but a prerequisite for development. It is essential that we strike the right balance between economic growth and conservation of our environment, said Mr. Al-Ajmi. In line with the goals laid out in Oman Vision 2040 to achieve a developed, diversified and sustainable national economy, there has been an immense concentration on the efficient utilization of technology and optimization of resources to ensure a sustainable approach to increasing consumption and GDP. Strategic national events like OSW will reinforce sustainable development as a key feature of governance and highlight its critical role in the diversification of the economy. With several projects already underway, Oman has been dedicated to achieving a green economy through green strategies and renewable energy production. Aligning itself to the UN Sustainability Development Goals and engaging the national development stakeholders to present Oman as a model for sustainable development, the week-long event will comprise of an exhibition, conference, thought leadership summit, site visits and awards. while the Oman Sustainability Week Expo will showcase an exhibition featuring the latest sustainable technologies, solutions, and initiatives from across the world. The International Sustainability Resources and Technology Conference, which is set to be held from 14th to 16th March, will connect local and global stakeholders to foster constructive debate and enhance cross-collaboration. The Sea-Level Thought Leadership Gaia Summit will be scheduled from 13th to 14th March, and the OSW site visits on the final day of the week will offer attendees an opportunity to visit projects that are at the forefront of building a sustainable environment across the country. Meanwhile, the OSW Awards, which is slated to be held on 13th March, will honor the vital contributions to sustainability that have helped businesses to set themselves apart from competitors. OSW foresees the active participation of over 100 companies from more than 20 countries and the attendance of 5,000 individuals, including industry stakeholders, policymakers, sustainability experts, and industry leaders from Oman, the wider GCC, and other parts of the world. In accordance with the prevalent COVID-19 situations, all protocols will be adhered to during the course of the event, including maintaining a 50% capacity, temperature checks, proof of vaccination, and the wearing of face masks. In line with Oman's national energy strategy and to achieve the country's sustainability goals of building a green and circular economy that addresses national needs and moves consistently with the global trends, OSW will further encourage energy independence, generation of revenues from non-traditional natural resources, and innovation infrastructure to produce affordable and clean energy for the protection of the climate and environment. Mohammad Al-Harthi, Executive Vice President, Strategic Development, BEA, said, BEA and sustainability initiatives go hand in hand. It is an honor for BEA to be a part of the OSW, which is a platform to learn, share, and educate as Oman takes a bigger and more determined stride towards a sustainable future. With PDO, BEA, NAMA, and OQ acting as strategy partners of the event, OSW will reaffirm the Sultan's position on the global map as a country that prioritizes, incorporates, and advocates sustainability in all its initiatives. Two expatriates have been fined Omani Rial 2,000 along with a 6-month jail term and permanent deportation from the Sultanate of Oman for violating the income tax law, the tax authorities said. The authorities said in a statement, the Court of First Instance in the Vilayat of Amirat is issued a court ruling against a company operating in the Sultanate of Oman that did not comply with tax requirements for violating income tax law number 28/2009. The court ruled that the two accused were convicted for deliberately refraining from submitting the tax returns mandatory under income tax law, as well as for their deliberate failure to provide correct data related to tax compliance. Last year, over 7,000 cases of bounce checks were recorded in the Sultanate of Oman, making it the most frequent crime registered across the Sultanate in 2021. Dr. Ahmed bin Said al-Shakeli, Assistant Public Prosecutor quoted by the Oman News Agency, said, the completion rate of cases received by public prosecution in 2021 amounts to 96%. He was talking on the sidelines of the annual conference by public prosecution in which the statistics were shared. The total index of cases dealt with the public prosecution increased last year to 28,201 cases. The number of criminal cases increased by 73 cases at a rate of 6.2% compared to 2020. 1,255 cases were recorded in 2021, while in 2020, their number reached 1,182. In terms of total cases, there wasn't a significant rise. The most frequent crimes in the last year were checks issued without balance to cover them, which amounted to 7,143 cases, followed by crimes of information technology and electronic transactions with 2,894 cases. His Excellency Nasir bin Khamis Al Sawai, the public prosecutor, stated that the agency is currently working in coordination with the National Center for Statistics and Information and a number of authorities to find out the reasons for the increase in the number of cases during the last year. However, he said the crime curve nationally, according to last year's statistics, is not dangerous. Those are local stories. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be right back with the international stories and the sports news. Stay tuned.
We play, you listen.
You talk, we listen.
You got something to say? We want to hear it.
95.4 in Muscat.
And 91 in Salalah.
Music, news, views, and everything in between.
TFM.
TFM.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Coming up at the international stories. UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss announced on Sunday that she will visit Ukraine next week. Looking forward to visit Ukraine this week to support, Truss wrote on Twitter in response to a post by her Ukrainian counterpart Dmytro Kuleba thanking her for the resolute stance on Russia. Earlier in the day, the UK Prime Minister's press service reported that Truss and Defence Secretary Ben Wallace will travel to Moscow for talks in the coming days. Heavy rainfall caused the death of 18 people in the state of Sao Paulo in southeast Brazil, State Governor João Doria said on Sunday. My condolences to the families and friends of the 18 victims. We are working on the rescue operations and I have authorized the allocation of resources to assist those affected, Doria wrote on Twitter. Reports say that rainfall has caused landslides and flooding in Sao Paulo over the weekend. Portugal's ruling Socialist Party PS has secured an absolute majority in parliament as a result of the snap elections held on Sunday. Data from the country's interior ministry released after 99% of the ballots had been counted shows. PS, led by Prime Minister Antonio Costa, got 42% of the votes and 117 out of the 230 mandates, though the count is still continuing. Thus, Costa will retain the post. The Social Democratic Party is second with around 28%. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has already congratulated Costa on the victory of the Socialist Party in the Sunday elections in Portugal. Those were the international stories, and now for the sports news. Jason Holder's fifer and Akeal Hussain's 4-wicket haul helped West Indies defeat England by 17 runs in the fifth and final T20 international at the Kensington Oval on Monday. With this win, West Indies won the 5-match series 3-2. Chasing 180, only James Vince got going for England with the bat as he played a 55-run knock from 35 balls. Sam Billings also chipped in with a 41-run inning, but it did not prove enough as West Indies kept on taking wickets at regular intervals. Holder and Hussain were the standout performers, and the duo ensured that the hosts end up winning the series. The 11th edition of the Tour of Oman will start on February 10th, covering a length of more than 800 kilometers and with the participation of 18 international teams. Oman News Agency said the following in a statement. The 11th edition of the Oman Tour will start on February 10th, organized by the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth, with the participation of our national cycling team and 18 international teams from Europe, Asia, America and Australia, and will last for 6 days with a total length of 891 kilometers divided into 6 stages. Those were all the local international sports stories for today. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.